it's me, Mario! No one believed me. Anyway, Legend Master here with a new video. This one was quite a bit different. I honestly thought this was going to go way differently. But anyway, we're going to go ahead, and he leads off with Wifi. I start off with Fortress, and I go, great, I can hit him with a Hidden Power Fire. I forgot he has a full Corona, so he's going to have a very safe switch in here. And that's exactly what he does. If I was smart, I would have switched into Salamence, and I would have been fine. Unfortunately, that's not what happened, so I go ahead and go for the Hidden Power Fire. It does pitiful, pitiful damage, of course, because it's a full Corona. It has amazing special bulk. And so, after the leftovers, I do a pitiful smidgen, even though it's just a neutral hit. So I switch out, knowing this is bad. This full Corona is going to cause this team a ton of problems. But I go into Salamence thinking, great, it resists fire, it resists bug, I should be able to take one hit, retaliate, hit it with the Draco Meteor, and it should be just enough to allow me to revenge kill it with Lucario's extreme speed. So that's kind of the plan. So, he goes, gets his Quiver Dance up, and I'm like, okay, not a problem. But he shows that he's a little bit more tricky than that, and goes for the Hidden Power Ice. +1 Hidden Power Ice, ×4 super effective hit. There's no way I'm surviving that. And when I saw him use the Hidden Power, I was like, oh no. But on the plus side, I am pretty sure he does not. In fact, I know he does not have the Morning Sun, and so that means I can wear him down, maybe, just maybe, if I'm lucky. So I'm really hoping here that I can survive and retaliate, finish this guy off. So I go into Conkeldurr just to hit it with a Drain Punch. I know it resists it, but if he gets a burn on, it'll do huge damage, plus it's stab, and I'll get some recovery. And so I'm kind of hoping for that. I mean, otherwise, Payback would have been a way better choice. So I don't get the burn, so I go for the Drain Punch when I probably should have just gone for the Payback to get more damage, but you'll see it really doesn't matter much. So I go ahead and get a little bit of HP left, recovered, and I do a surprisingly good amount of HP, almost a quarter of his hit points. But of course, full Corona's defenses aren't anything to write home about on the physical side. Anyway, he goes ahead and hits me with another Fiery Dance, and that's gonna clean up Conkeldurr with no problem, unfortunately. I would have loved to get some more damage off, but what can you do? So I go down to a Fiery Dance. This is bad. Very bad. I've already lost 2 Pokemon to this Volcarona. I don't have any entry hazards up. This is just terrible at this point. So I go into Dusclops knowing I can take at least 1 Fiery Dance, and probably 2, because of the sheer defensive special defense bulk I've put into this guy. So he goes for the Fiery Dance, and I go for the Seismic Toss, knowing that it won't enjoy taking 2 or at least 1 of those. So I go for the Seismic Toss. It hits. This is great. I get some good damage off. Dropping it down to a little bit closer to actually killable. But I am losing way too many Pokemon to this Volcarona. I am honestly really scared at this point. So he goes, hits me with another Fiery Dance, and that's going to do a ton of damage. I'm down to a measly 30 HP. And he gets a burn on top of that, I do believe. Nope, he does not get the burn. I thought he did. That's right. I go for another Seismic Toss, and he burns me with Flame Body here. That's what it was. But I got him down to just a smidgen of health. I know without the burn, I can take him out maybe with the Shadow Sneak. Oh, I didn't get the burn there. Wow, what am I talking about? Anyway, I go for the Shadow Sneak, just hoping to kill Volcarona, but it doesn't happen. He burns me. It's a useless burn. He Bug Buzzes. I'm not sure why he went for the Bug Buzz there, but he goes for the Bug Buzz, and Dusclops is down too, and I am looking at a horrific situation. I've lost 2 Pokemon to this guy, and I've got holes all over this team now. I really needed Conkeldurr, and I really could have used Dusclops. So I go into Lucario, go for the Extreme Speed, just hoping I don't get burned, because if I get burned on Lucario as well, this game is just going to continue to go downhill for me. But somehow, I managed to finish off Volcarona. If he had Morning Sun on top of it, it it would have been just too much for me to handle. He goes in a Weavile, and I know he's probably got the Brick Break because he went into it, but I know I could probably take it unless he's banded, and I've never seen a banded Weavile in my life. So I barely handle that. Thankfully, I don't get critical hit, and I retaliated with a Fighting Gem boosted close combat. Very powerful, very nice on my part. Does huge damage, and if it's not sashed, it's dead. Of course it is sashed. It's a Weavile. What else are you going to put on Weavile? So he hangs on with the Focus Sash, and instead of thinking about it, I didn't want to overpredict here, so I just go for the extreme speed, kind of hoping to kill off Weavile, because I do have one plan up my sleeve, but he switches into Latios, and so I go into extreme speed here. It hits. It does some decent damage. At higher HP, I might have been able to knock it out with a crunch, but unfortunately, I have so little HP that's not going to happen. I go into a Fortress, so I have 3 Pokemon either dead or at seriously low HP. He hits me with a Psychic. It isn't very effective, and I do have some very nice special defense investment, so I take that a lot better than most Fortress would, and I'm kind of worried about the Hidden Power Fire here. Turns out he doesn't carry it, which is great because it means I can get my Stealth Rocks up, and that does mean Weavile will die upon switching in. So at least I have one threat down. But he gets a crit with the Dragon Pulse, which it honestly doesn't matter. It just means that I don't get a little itty-bitty bit more damage on Latios. And Immortal dies a little bit quicker, which is unfortunate, but I know there's nothing I can do about it. So he just goes for another Dragon Pulse, drops me down to pitiful HP. I figure at this point, it's pretty much good game. I have my team torn to bits, and he still has some very potent sweepers. So I just go for the Rapid Spin to do a little bit more damage, just to try to drain his health just a little bit more to maybe be able to do something. So he goes for a Dragon Pulse, and I've lost Conkeldurr. I've lost Fortress. I've lost Dusclops. Lucario's at seriously low HP. So I go into Heracross, knowing that this is just horrid, but I expect the Psychic, so I go for the Endure, going, this is my last chance. This could pretty much be all over. So he goes for the Dragon Pulse. I am down to my last 2 Pokemon, Lucario and Heracross. I take it a little bit better than expected, but I know I have to switch here, and I have to sacrifice Lucario. Now, honestly, I thought that the strategy would be a little too obvious, but at this point I was like, well, I just got completely owned. I just got completely decimated, and I should have carried a Volcarona counter. I just should have. It would have been the smart move to do, but I kind of threw this team together. It's been effective from time to time, but I've never really been on the sweeping end of a Volcarona, so I kind of let it be ignored. So he goes for the Dragon Pulse here. I guess he thought maybe I was just bug, and so Dragon Pulse and Psychic would do the same damage. I don't know. But anyway, I get the hit endured, I get the Salac Berry endured, and I know if I miss this Mega Horn, it's over. But I go for the Mega Horn here, just hoping I can take it and hit it. And I hit. This is amazing, because now it means that instead of it being 5-0, it's 4-0. 4-1, excuse me. Get the Moxie boost, which means I'm going to be able to hit a lot harder now. And anything he sends in is not going to enjoy the reversal, even if you resist it. Which he goes into Gardevoir, which I'm not really sure why. Gardevoir's pretty slow and has very frail defenses, especially in HP. So it's like, well, a +1 reversal plus stab and the 200 base attack. There's no way Gardevoir could survive it. It's not very effective, sure, but you got pitiful defenses, and I get a crit, which really doesn't matter at all. Take out the Gardevoir. That means I'm actually starting to get somewhere here. Heracross is actually getting me some potential. He goes into Hydreigon, and I'm like, yes, I can easily kill this thing as long as it's not scarfed, and I still may be able to kill it because of my speed investment, and he may not have enough speed investment. So I go for another reversal. It is faster. I am faster with Heracross, so Now Hydreigon goes down, so I got +3, which means at this point I'm getting pretty confident that I may actually sweep this guy's team. Heracross, or Fortress getting those rocks up was so key because he has that Weavile still. But because of the rocks, the damage from the rocks will kill off Weavile, and I don't have to worry about the Ice Shard finishing me off. And so he goes into his last Pokemon, a Scrafty. It is 1-1, I have 1 HP, and I know Scrafty doesn't have the priority, and so I go for another reversal here, and that is game. I have no idea how I came about recovered from this. It's just unbelievable. And so this game, I literally had my heart pounding going, oh man, can I turn this around? Can I turn this around? And what a game that was. Good game. Quill, that was a spectacular match. And I know that must have really hurt having that turned around like that. But good game.